So on the 15th of August 1947, India attained its freedom. And as all of you know, or should know, Aurobindo had fought for India's freedom actively from 1906 to 1910, and then from behind the scenes, in his own subtle inner way, for the freedom of India. And one very clear example was his rejection of the Montagu-Chelmsford reforms in 1919, his acceptance of Vicky's proposal in 1942, which was rejected by Gandhi. So he was always having India in his mind, not for the sake of India alone, but he believed that India has a tremendous role to play in the world, especially in the field of spirituality, and of course, as a consequence, many other fields also. So in 1947, when India got free, and it was very strange that it was on the 3rd of June 1947 that Lord Mountbatten, who was the Viceroy then, he had a crystal ball in front of him. He looked into that and said India will be free on the 15th of August 1947. Some inspiration came and it happened. Aurobindo wrote in his message of 15th August 1947 that this is not an accident. This is the force that was supporting him for the work, for all his work. It is that force that created this date. So it is not an accident or a coincidence or anything of the kind. It was something that was divinely planned and destined. So that is the first idea that he gave, that it was not something, it was not an accident, but it was something much deeper. The second thing that he said was that India has got freedom, but not unity. So he made it categorical. The partition must and will go. Let us hope that it will go by peaceful means and by a deeper understanding of the necessity of working together. But the division must and will go. Now it happened that in 1969, I think, I'm not sure, I had a discussion with Yuval. And I told him that as a teacher of ideal of human unity, I am quite convinced that by reading that book, I could have predicted also what Aurobindo had said, that Pakistan will go. Because there is a chapter, chapter 5, real unit and political unit. A political unit doesn't survive. A real unit survives. And categorically, Pakistan is a political unit, artificially created. As it is said by some very eminent journalists and others, that India is a country with an army. Pakistan is an army with a country. So that means that Pakistan has no real existence except by the army. And the fact is that after 1954, right till today, It is the army that is controlling directly or indirectly. So in 69 when I wrote to mother that I believe that by reading Ideal of Human Unity you can make an intelligent guess. Jugalda said no. Only those who have attained the supermind can do it. So I wrote to mother. And mother wrote back, La disparition du Pakistan est inévitable. Elle aurait déjà dû se produire, mais l'ignorance humaine l'a retardé. You understood, no? So you want me to translate it into English?
If you like.
The disappearance of Pakistan is inevitable. It could have happened earlier, but human ignorance has delayed it. So I asked Yola, when you speak of human ignorance, is it ignorance of the supermind? Or is it general ignorance? Ignorance of the supermind, everybody, only Mother and Aurobindo know. Right? So, then he said, yes, I agree. That letter, if you want, I can send it to you. It's in black and white, right? And that is a record of what Mother had said. So, in any case, today the situation in Pakistan is very bad. They are crumbling, they don't have enough money. They are depending entirely on the International Monetary Fund and other things, right? So, most probably it will go from within. And in 1971, when the Bangladesh war was fought, I was in very close contact with the mother. I wrote many letters to her. And immediately after the war, she said she wanted the war to continue. She wanted India to continue in West Pakistan and not giving Bangladesh independence, but some kind of make it a confederation. She told Udar, on 16th December we celebrated in the playground with great happiness, but mother was not really happy. Mother was happy up to a point, but she wanted a full right. So in any case, well, it did not happen at that time, but it is bound to happen. And as I told you, that letter of mine, which mother has written to me, is a clear indication that it is a question of time. And today Pakistan is on its last legs. It is dying. So that is the first dream. The second dream has already taken place. Asia will arise. And today, the whole future of the world depends on Asia. India, China, Mongolia, even Pakistan by its negative element, right? Still, the center of the world has become Asia. Europe has lost its importance. America is floundering. It is not at all. And South America, well, they have some goodwill, they have some very big countries, but they are not a world power yet, right? And Africa is still struggling to come up to the normal level. So, the third dream, as I said, was world unity. Now there are two possibilities which Aurobindo has discussed. One is that world unity will come by sheer circumstance. I mean, you see, First World War, League of Nations, a step towards world unity. Second World War, United Nations, another step towards world unity. Do we need a third world war? Or can human aspiration and human common sense take advantage of the situation and make the necessary developments? something in me tells that there is a strong human aspiration. And COVID has helped like anything. It has brought all the world together because rich or poor, anybody, you are going to be a victim of COVID. And there are other signs also. For example, pollution. Today the whole world is aware of pollution and is trying to avoid pollution. More or less it depends. Industrial countries a little less, other countries a little more, right? Forestry. Today every world, people in the world know that trees have to be grown all over. And Pondicherry is a very good example. So many trees all over, right? So anyway, signs are there that unity will come. Two areas of resistance, political and economic. Political and economic. That Mother herself mentioned. Politics is the work of the lower forces. But even there, some kind of awakening has come, except probably with China. China is trying to dominate, exploit, etc., etc. But then Aurobindo said 1950, and today they are saying that China will break up into 3 or 5. Aurobindo said 3, now they are saying it will break up into 5. Xinjiang, Uyghurs, etc., etc., right? And well, see, anybody who wants to dominate the world and exploit the world, reaction is bound to take place. So that is already beginning to take shape. And although America is playing a double game, because of trade it is trying to have some, but it is also beginning to realize that it will be counterproductive. Because helping them in trade means destroying yourself. Helping them in space means destroying yourself. So Narendra Modi has understood this. He has kept his distance and yet at the same time not completely closed the door. Right? So, except for China, today most countries feel that there is a necessity for coming together, working together. So that is Aurobindo's third dream. That also will come about. And the fourth dream is the generalization of spirituality. And that has happened today. In fact, June 21st or 22nd is known as Yoga Day. At that time they thought that yoga was only asanas. But once one starts studying, one sees that yoga is so much more, and that much more, so much more is much more than asanas, right? So there is an awareness today. Everyone in the world realizes that we have to turn towards spirituality. They might have different meanings, that is inevitable, subtle differences are there, but the direction is very correct, very clear. So that is the fourth dream that way. And the fifth dream, as he said, is very personal. That is for he and mother. He didn't mention mother's name. That is supramentalization of the body. Right? Well, you might ask, where is the proof of supramentalization? I'll give you one proof. Aurobindo passed away on the 5th of December at 1:26 in the morning. I went there at 4 o'clock because my mother used to work in the department at 3:30. She used to get up. She came to know very early. I went there, Aurobindo's room. I saw Sutapa sobbing away. But I saw Sutapa, I didn't see the body. Then I stepped aside and I saw the body. I said, what is there to cry? It's a golden body, shining. I won't say golden, but shining with light. all my sorrow disappeared. And I felt such a tremendous peace. After that, I managed to go 30, 40, 50 times, some excuse I managed to go. The only time I felt sad was at 11 o'clock on the 9th of December. We all had to go in a lorry and get sand from the tennis ground. Then when we were passing Aurobindo room, I said, oh my God, now it will be empty. Then, I started sobbing inside, not out. So nobody knew, but I felt a lot of pain. But when they lowered the body down, lot of peace. Lot of peace. And evidently mother kept another possibility of another, so she also knew that one day or the other she will have to leave the body. The transformation of the body to make it immortal physically has not yet really succeeded. Right? But they have taken things as near as it is possible. So that is the fifth dream. So these were the 5 dreams, and as you can see, almost all of them have started yielding results. Right? Today everybody talks of spirituality. Many people in Europe and other places are talking of a body that will be immortal, right? Even science is coming to that point, right? And the 4th dream of spirituality is spreading all over. Yoga Day is the clearest proof. The 3rd dream is that in many areas we are coming together and coming together. And as Aurobindo says, whether we like it or not, either by crashing circumstances or by goodwill and understanding and peace and harmony among human peoples, it will come. But by one way or the other, it will come. And I believe, might be I am optimistic, that it will come by goodwill. Goodwill because we have realized that today a war means no winner, all gone. So better avoid war. If you avoid war, then don't have Cold War. Make it so even the Cold War has gone. Only China is a bit of a problem, and now and then Russia also joins China, but we'll see. It's a question of little time. The second dream is Asia has woken up completely. And I remember, Joshi, when he came here, he categorically stated in his speech in the Hall of Harmony at 12:30.
So, my dear young friends, what I want to say to you is that the question that is begging us all is not whither goest India. India's destiny is already charted. It will own the next century. The question that is begging us is it going to be because of us or is it going to be in spite of us? I suggest each one of you, indeed each one of us, makes a conscious effort not to get sidelined and ensure that we act as catalysts and willing performers in this great task of taking India to a spot which is rightfully its own. Because then there will be harmony with what destiny wills, there will be harmony with what nature promises, and we will indeed partake of the great joy of this selfless world. Thank you.
But the future of the world is in Asia. And in that future India will play a tremendous role. He had read Aurobindo, he believed in Aurobindo, and I'll tell you a personal thing. I took him at night at 8 o'clock to Aurobindo's room. He gave a talk. On the evening I took him because next morning I had to take a helicopter and go. He was there for 15 minutes. He, his wife, his son, and his staff, myself and Harigan Bhai. He sat for 15 minutes. When he came out, tears flowed down his face. He was so moved. He couldn't talk. He went to the meditation hall, bowed down, got into his car. Only when he reached his car, he thanked me. Until then, not a single word he spoke. He was a very great man. Unfortunately, he died of a heart attack on 18th November. But he said, as far as the army is concerned, Pakistan will become a part of India. This is our commitment. And we hope that it will be done by peaceful methods. But if there is no other way, we are there. And it is, that idea is running right down the line. Even the latest, they are categorical. And that's why Narendra Modi has strengthened the army like anything. The latest bazookas, helicopters, guns, this, that. So these are the 5 dreams. And when Aurobindo dreams of something, it is bound to happen. When mother dreams of something, Aurobindo, it is bound to happen. You see, people are finding a lot of problems in Aurobindo. But I got an article yesterday or day before yesterday. And don't look at it like that. There is another thing. It is one of the most difficult things to do, to bring so many nations together in harmony, right? So, a lot of positive things in Aurobindo. And negative things are always there, but they are there in you, in me, in the ashram. That is not the problem. The problem is there is something beautiful. Concentrate on that. And as Mother says, I never look at your faults. I look at your psychic being. Faults, all I've got, and you have to overcome them.